What up, Russ? Yo, I slept like dog water. Actually, it's my fault. I drank a coffee at like 3:30 p.m. yesterday and stayed up till almost 1 a.m. working on code. So we are kicking off the morning with a Alani. I think this is an Alani. Yeah. An orange kiss. Because I just rolled out of bed and didn't want to make coffee before I started streaming. Alright, let's see here. I think I want to move this. I don't love Keynote. I think I want to move this over to. I think I'm going to move this over to. And maybe you're alright. You might be fine. I kind of do want to do it in Google Slides, though. Morning, Buffy. Alright, we were doing snippets yesterday. Let's start with some snippets here. Because I don't feel like jumping right into writing slide decks and transferring that over to Google Slides. Alright, where was that video from TJ? Alright, let's see here. Dude, I thought this was hysterical. I had some banger tweets last night. I roasted Dax. This one was particularly funny. I think this is hilarious. Okay. Let me see something quick. Zelda community. Okay, it's not announced yet. Or is there like a calendar? Okay. Let me, I'm gonna give a little spoiler, chat. What up, Shaky Coder and Raiders? How we doing this morning? We're just getting started over here. Let's see here. I want... Why is this? I don't know how I even get to this. But this is happening on the 14th. Can you guys see this? If I link this, is this a draft that only I can see? I'm gonna link this in chat to see if you guys can see it. As soon as I can get back to Twitch chat. I've lost Twitch chat. Boom. Imagine losing. I never had Twitch chat, to be honest. I've never had anything to lose. Can you guys see that? Or is this still I think that's legit, right? Events. You can access it? Sweet. Well, you guys should come hang out on the 14th and, you know, hang out with Reese, Amy, Pauline, and I. And possibly Mark if I can talk him into it. Alright. Man, we're going heavy this morning, huh, chat? Alright, where we were doing snippets yesterday. Oh, dude, I'm so stupid. I just killed Twitch chat. Alright. Really, it should be on that one. Whatever. Get that fucking dude out of my face. Alright. TJ DeVries snippets. Yeah. Alright, hold on. I'm pausing. We're skipping to the... Why do I get hit with the ads here? Oh. How did I get to episode 3? I want episode 1. Or no, this is introduction. This is what we wanted. Alright, I think we can... Let's try to do this. I'll play the music again. Not quite. What is the difference between... No, this is fine, right? Yeah. I think I need to fix my keybinds for snippets. So I think if we come over here, I want to add Lua snip dot Lua. It will jump down and grab this because I know it's a simple one. Yoink. That was stupid. Paste that in, and then we want to grab, where was that at? CMP. Yeah. Throw that in. All right, that looks good. And then I want a, that's fine, that's fine. How does, I'm making, I don't, custom snippets, I think. How does Lua Snip get set up in oh, chat, it's time to meditate. It's meditation time. We need a emoji for chat, an emote for this. All right, I want to go to Kickstart and Vim. And I want to find Lua Snip. All right, we need our meditation. Shouldn't I just be able to add this? I skill issue every time it comes to doing this. All right, we got Giga Chat now. What we got? Is there anything like this? Monk? Monka Monk? That's pretty good, chat. What do we think? I think it's it. I don't even know how to do these. There it is. Yeah. Meditation time, chat. Monks in the chat. Dude, there's so many good ones. Where's the default set? Can I just add the default set? Is this still filtered? This website's really bad. I'm not gonna lie. It's not good. Okay, I'm done playing with this. Sorry, I got distracted. I think I'm gonna be the reason Kraut has a stroke someday. Almost positive. Kraut, this is meditation time. We're not allowed to have caps, alright, buddy? We gotta get monks in the chat. Monks in the chat. Peace and tranquility right now. Alright, I need to see how other people are setting this shit up. Oh, we could copy how LazyVim does it. That probably would be a good idea. Config snippets. So I just don't understand how this works. All I do is take. Alright, let's keep checking some of these. Not how do you set up? Yeah, I think we do want that. TJ said to set that up. I should get... Really? Okay, hold on here. We want... Let's close out of that, and let's open this. And I know we aren't... I don't care about Windows, so get rid of that. Get rid of these comments. This is gonna have a ops after it. Let's go and remove it from nvim-cmp. And it can just be a dependency. What do we have in here still? I think I'm gonna get rid of this because it doesn't feel like it works very well. Line. And then I think I do end up, I have auto pairs, nvim surround. Let's see here, configuration. How do we get in Wilder? What? Did you guys see that? Right. I had to take a double take on that song, Kraut. And I saw the hydrate. Alright. We'll get to that issue in a minute. I was in Lewis Snip, and let's keep looking at Lewis Snip. Okay, that looks fine. That's fine. That's fine. I swear I think I have this set up in end incomplete. Yeah, we end up doing expand or locally jumpable. So I think I have this already set up fine. The key maps. Expand or jump, jump, expand, choice active, change choice. That seems fine. Alright, let's read this doc. We're just gonna have to read the docs. Unfortunately. Directories that contain snippets registers differ slightly for each loader. Lua, the snippet library has to be in a directory named Lua Snips. Any directory in RunPath that contains a package JSON containing snippets, that's stupid. That is dumb AF. I guess I can set that though, right? Okay, so we can say in snippets, okay. This is how I want to do it here. This seems nice. This is so complicated. It's not complicated. I just don't want to take the time to learn it. So I just need to take the time to learn it. Ross, didn't you say you have a bunch of snippets? Do you have a link to your dot files on how you set this up? I just don't understand where I'm supposed to put them in my runtime path. So we have this, right? Like if we go look at my Lua snip, we lazy load from VS Code, right? We do this, and like somewhere in here, is this where I want to like... I want to write Lua snippets. Snippets are now added via instead of the ls.snippets. Okay, that's fine. Frick. This is arc. Can I not do both of these things? Is it one or the other? All right. Like, this is what I want to do. Like, I just want to get to writing these, but, like, I would like to write them in a separate file. I really don't think Next is that complicated, or Svelte, or anything out there. I think it's unfamiliar. And I don't think that Next and front end is any more complicated than back end, to be honest. And I also don't think it's unnecessarily complicated. This directory will have to be structured like... I don't fully understand the choices I'm making here. I want to write my own snippets. I would like to write snippets using Lua snip, and this basically this syntax here. I don't know if loading from VS Code like this precludes me from doing that. I also don't know where I need to write my snippets. So I need to figure out if I can use this loader from VS Code on top of being able to write snippets like with Lua snip, or I have to like choose one or the other, and I have to figure out if I can keep them Yeah, but Priv, sometimes you need both, right? And like I don't want to have to like learn. I don't know. Yeah, I'm trying to figure this out. I should just go probably watch TJ's video again. Maybe let's just do a Google. You know what? ChatGPT might be a good resource here. Teach me how to set up and configure Lua Snip with friendly snippets and the VS Code loader, and teach me how to write my own snippets, including where to write them. I am using lazy.nvim as my plugin manager. You're allowed to search the web. Yeah. E-commerce is like the big one. Like everyone that like bitches about Next.js's like PPR and dynamic IO and SSR stuff has never worked on an e-commerce app where literally milliseconds makes the difference between millions of dollars in revenue. Like actually literally. It's just totally different worlds. Oh yeah, Stack Over. I don't think I've opened Stack Overflow in 2 years, probably. Like I don't even know if it's in my browser history. Okay. So we would have to write them in JS. Okay, I can frack with this. All right, this is easy. All right, so let's try this. All right. ChatGPT actually helped me here. Oh, are we supposed to pin to a version? I feel like I did remember reading that. Tag equals v2.3. All right, we got that, and now in here, back over to ChatGPT, close you, and we want to go into require Lua Snip dot, no, just that, Lua Snip, and then dot config dot set config. When jumping out of a snippet, when the text got deleted, Lua Snip automatically clear. I remember TJ talking about these events in his video. Check events. Text changed. Text changed I. I don't want the other one set. I'm gonna go look at his video real quick at that setting. Update events. All right, let's check grep.app for this. So maybe that should be update events. And we can send that into ops instead of doing it here. And we were configuring the wrong thing anyways. Maybe. Let's see where people tend to do this at. And then Chad does this. I'm not sure. I think you need to define the minor. Maybe, I don't know. We can try. All right, someone's got to have plugins, sure. Yeah, they do it inside of friendly snippets. Okay, so I have that at the right place. I want to go back to the search for the update events thing. This slaps. I like this music. Where are the docs at? Doc.md. Update event. Text changed. Here we go. Choose which events trigger an update of the active node's dependence. Default is insert leave. Yeah, that's what I want. When to check if the current snippet was deleted, and so remove it from the history. Yeah, that's not the one we want. We want, so I can provide Lua, so I can pass this to ops. So let's close this, and I want ops equals this, and we want update underscore events, and this is going to be a table that has text. Oh, that's not all capital. Text changed and text changed I. Yeah. Okay. ChatGPT was close. Lazy load passed. All right, let's say I want to store snippets, right? Let's go up to here, and we're going to do snippets. We're going to go in here, and now we have to do this package JSON thing, which is annoying. But I suppose it is what it is. Grab this. We'll come in here, paste that in. Sure. Sure. What does that end up being?
Functions describe the world.
Lua, what is it? Print? I never remember. Hello world. Is that correct? Yeah. It's like inspect table is what it ends up being. Lua print, and I want vim.function.standard path config config.envim. Yeah. So we can actually does TypeScript cover like I assume it's the same thing, right? Can you do this? Right? And then we would come in here and we would make TypeScript dot what is it? JSON? Crowd, it's like one of those days. I mean, it's like every day's that day for me, but you know. All right, let's see if we can just get a dummy one made here. We're gonna come in here, we're gonna say foo, and this will be foo, and the body is just gonna be, we'll say foo $1, and we'll get rid of that. Foo. All right, if we quit out, we come in. Failed to load plugins, Lua snip. RIP. Config, envim, Lua, plugins. Why? Is it you? Find start, replace 3. Right, quit all. Vim. Nope, that's not it. Let's do a snip. Where do we think? Do we think that's what's wrong? Well, one, I put this in the wrong spot, so that definitely doesn't help. Okay, that was the problem. All right, so theoretically, we go back to Lua snip, and I then do in here paths equals vim.function dot I can't even see standard path config, and then we append /snippets to that. That's another thing. Does anyone know how I can, let's say I go up here, right? And I insert brackets here. Is there any way I can make this second bracket automatically come down here and wrap around easily? Like, is there a configuration option with like auto pairs that can just do that. All right, so for break quit out Vim, theoretically we should be able to go to like bar.ts, right? We hop in here, and if I start typing foo, what is my accept here? Nice. All right, so that seemed like it worked, right? TypeScript. And then let's say we have that, and we have const two equals bar $. How do I make this 1? And then let's try one more thing, and it'll return $2, and then we'll close the bracket. Is this how we do it? Is this all we got to do? Can I not source that? What is my... I actually don't know what my snippet keybinds are. Oh, that was nice. It's still, I don't love my keybinds. Foo. I have to like, nope, that's not what my keybinds are. All right, let's go to Lewis. That's in my nvim CMP shit. I'm considering Lewis snip. If seem else if. So I should be able to tab to the next one. I don't think this is correct. I think we want to check if Lewis snip is active first, right? That seems like we would want to do instead. How would you configure the key maps to play nice with nvim CMP? If we go back, do we have nvim CMP open? No, we don't. They have a link in this doc. Nvim, whoops. The fuck did I just do? nvim CMP. Expand LSP snippets. Head on a pike. All right, here we go. So we already have that.
Functions describe the world.
Dude, yeah. Yeah, we're the same person, low level. We have similar senses of humor, music, views on software. You're gonna be in React Miami, right? It is suspicious. I think we might be the same age too, if I recall. Ah, damn. I'll be at React Miami. One of these times we'll meet up. Here we go. Lewis snip. Yeah, see, I was totally right. We have this backwards. This should be a nested if statement. That's why it feels weird. See, Jimmy knows. Jimmy knows. Convenient that low level had to drop out of React Miami as soon as I got selected to be a speaker. I don't know. I don't make the rules. Suspicious. That's suspicious. Except I don't know anything about low level programming, so I need to take low level course. If, then, end. Alright, we gotta put an end block after this. I think that's what we want, right? Based on this. Fix expandable, expand or jump. And then this ends up being that. I think that's actually what we want. Shift tab. Tab. Oh, that's enter? Do I even have anything set for that? All right, what are these key bindings saying? Hold on, I thought you know V8. Yeah, I am. I am like a super big expert on V8. I know that entire code base perfectly. So when you press enter, what happens on autocomplete now? When I press enter, it accepts it. Okay. And if I press enter on a snippet, if it's expandable, expand, else confirm. All right, I guess we can snag that. So this ends up taking a function. Let's just duplicate this, right? CMP mapping. And this takes a function with a fallback. And then we want end, open that up, tab in there, and we can just take this. IS. Yeah, that seems fine. Locally jumpable. Oh, no. I had it right. These are else ifs. So we delete word. All right, I need to reread this logic. I need to understand what's happening here. So if our autocomplete menu is visible, select the next item. Otherwise, if Lua snip is expanded or locally jumpable, expand or jump. I said needs 1. Maybe that was an issue. On tab, select next item, or we do fallback. Okay. Safely select entries with control. If nothing is selected, including pre-selections, add a new line as usual. If something has explicitly been selected, the user select it. That might be one. If it's visible, get the active entry. What up, Neil? All right, let's see how this feels. Break quit all. Vim, we'll go down to our example file and we say foo. I press enter, it takes it. I say, let's just say this takes nil pointer. And I press tab. Ah, there we go, chat. Let's go. Tab. All right, so really, the snippet that I want more than anything in life, that I've wanted for ages, is we're gonna come in here and we're gonna change this to effect.gen. And the prefix is gonna be gen. And the body, let's just nuke this. Body is going to be effect.gen. There's got to be a way to set where the cursor goes, right? When we get done. Function star open brackets in here. And oh wait, we gotta do multiple lines. I forgot. And then we do it's got to close off there. That needs a comma. We need we need space, and I'm just gonna do a yield start effect.void. Or really, I don't even want that. And I could also do something nice like dot pipe, and we could do effect dot width span, and we'll come in here, and this will be like a 1, and we can close that, and then I need to figure out how to place the cursor. Back over here, blah, blah, blah. When using VS Code style JSON snippets, how can I set where the cursor ends up after completing the snippet? This is honestly me procrastinating on doing my slides, chat. I think it's 0, right? Yeah. So it would be right here. 0 source. Great. Excellent job. View in that paste effect.gen. And we'll go, let's quit vim bar, and I should be able to do gen that, and it'll be, oh, that's so nice, chat. That's so good. My.span. Okay, that didn't work how I thought it would. Let's try again. Gen tab, or accept it. Foobar. How do I finish? Press tab. Oh, it says I should press tab again. Oh, there we go. Nice. Nice. All right. I want to make a couple other ones here. I feel very good about this. I want basically the same thing, but we want it for effect dot. This song goes kind of freaking hard. No, effect gen gets no arguments. Effect.function and effect.function untrace does. This gets this. This will be 1. That's the span name. This will get 2 for the arguments. Then this doesn't get this here. And then we have fun, and we can yank around that, 8 down, that, paste that in, fun, untraced.
Speaks the gospel of the camel. I speak the gospel of the dunes.
Untraced.
The sand is in my veins. Come right,
Thank you, Mr. Wizard.
Today.
Good to see you, buddy. I miss you. This doesn't get that then. That becomes 1. Yeah. Fun, untraced. Oh man, I've got so many ideas here now. This is gonna make writing effects so much nicer. We're gonna come in here and we're gonna say context.tag. Class. Actually, we'll just say it's tag. And this is going to be a little bit more complicated. It'll be class 1 extends context dot tag 2, and then it's 1, and this will be 3. That goes there. Trying to remember the syntax of this properly. Class 1 extends context.tag. I might be able to. I don't know. I don't know if it'll pick up the language correctly. Language. Oh yeah, I can. Effect. .ts. Nice. Snippets, language, JavaScript. I don't know if we'll find out if I can just get out of there. If I can just do this. And it'll pick up TypeScript anyways. So it's that, and then we get I think that's the right syntax, right? We get the class, we give it the tag for the runtime key, we give it the type identifier, we give it the actual implementation, invoke it. Yeah, I think that's right. Context.tag. All right, let's try this. Anyway. Yeah, it didn't pick it up. That's annoying. Maybe we can go in the other direction though, where we set it to be TypeScript and TypeScript picks up JavaScript files. That's certainly possible, right? Okay, that looks good there. Let's go ahead in here and do foo.ts. JS, excuse me. You go in here, gen. Nope. I mean, I never write JavaScript anyway, so who fucking cares? You may just have duplicate the entry and change the language state. Duplicate the entry. Okay, all right, hold on. We'll do it. We'll do it. I will entertain you. I will entertain y'all request, Mr. Kraut. So you're saying, now you may just have to duplicate the entry. Yeah. So that's what I had before, right? Like we just do this, and then you do this, and like, this is what you're saying, Kraut? Yeah, I think that should work. Yeah, see? It worked there. Oh, I didn't get my... Oh, I set it to tag, didn't I? Class foo bar LOL foo bar what did we do wrong? Oh, I'm in a JavaScript file. Huh. And then if we're in here, I can do tag, and there it is. Foobar. YOLO. Tab. Foo. Bar. Yeah.
Functions describe the world.
I want to do a couple other things here while we've got this working before I jump over to porting my slides to Google Slides, because I find Keynote very annoying. Let's see here. I need to go back to TypeScript. Type. Why is that not finding it? Then type. Oh, I put it right. In here, I want to basically, I want to come down and I want to just put it on the next line. 0. See if that works. Although I still don't think this option is working. Chat, the Lua snip, this update events, they should be updating. I'm pretty sure if we would have looked at, hold on, let me just go look at the help doc for this. Where is it at? Lua snip. Loader, edit snippets, LSP snippets. We want update events. Yeah, here we go. Choose which events trigger an update of the active nodes. Default is just insert leave. Text changed I would update on every change. See, that's what I fucking tried to do, but it doesn't seem like it's happening. And if we, let me go look at grep.app again. So what should happen is for the snippets that share, someone's got to configure this. Right here. Ops. Is that not exactly what we have? Oh, that is a different setting. That's update events. All right, let's see if that works. And it's not a table. All right, let's see if that works. And we'll go back to our TS file and we'll do tag. So when we take this, we should see what should be happening right now, chat, is as I'm typing this, we should see that also typing in here because it shares the same symbol. Like when I tab, you see how that filled in over here? Actually, that was relatively, I pointed at the wrong place, but that's what we're going for. It didn't work. It should be updating as I type, not when I press tab. So I guess we do config is equal to a function. This takes nothing, ops. And then in here, we do require Lua snip dot config dot set config ops. Maybe. I don't know what history does. History equals true. Search help. Lua snip. This is fine. History. Oh, it's deprecated? Okay. Deprecate, so we can delete that. Alright, so I don't think that's true. I think I had the right thing, right? So here's update events. Choose which events trigger an update of the active nodes. Default, these are so they can be wrapped in a table. ls.setup. Do I just have to go? That's deprecated. Get rid of these freaking ops. And we'll do and then we'll do ls dot setup, and it was update event is equal to text changed I, which is what we want, and it was insert leave. See, dude, that it should be doing it as I type. The default update event is insert leave, which will update repeated nodes only after leaving up insert mode. Right. I'm like clearly not configuring this correctly because I just set those other events, right? Let me get rid of that. Text changed, like let's just search for text changed I. Space Vim. No, I don't want to. I want to look for Lua. Text changed I, and we want the language to be Lua. Yeah, that's the exact experience I want. Do I have to make an auto command? All right, hold on. We're gonna go watch config dot. So TJ does it this way, but they note in the documentation that TJ's thing is outdated. So we go back to like Lua snip here. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, wizard. Basics. Is this the doc.md? It is. API, adding snippets, basics. Where's the thing where he calls out? Where's the beginners part? Is that just in the main doc? Cheers. Oh yeah, down here. Okay, well that snippets are now, okay, so his documentation might be right then. So we go back in here, what's he do? He says lsconfig.setconfig. So let's get rid of this garbage. We require ls. Yep, that looks good. And then we say this tells to remember to keep around the last snippet. This tells Lewis Snip to keep around the last snippet. You can jump back into it even if you move outside of the selection. Whatever, we'll set it. ls.config.setconfig. And we'll pass it a table. We'll say history is true. And then we'll say update events is going to equal text changed. And text changed I. What's he say about auto snippets here? All right, I'm not turning on auto snippets. Text changed I. Come on, Spotify. All right. I don't see any auto commands in here. Right? Nothing crazy in here. I should copy his freaking auto source snippets, but that's fine. I really don't understand. What I'm doing wrong here. Update events. All right. crapshoot here. Why is update events not working? If I use the same token in a JSON VS Code snippet, e.g. at 2 different locations, it doesn't update as I type, and instead only when I jump / press tab. Should I make it deep research? Okay, so it's because it's a VS Code snippet. All right, let's try refactoring it to a Lua snippet then. So we can do that. This taught us how to do that up there, right? We can load that. So let's go up to our snippets and we'll add a Lua /snippets. And then we're gonna make ChatGPT refactor these VS Code snippets to Lua snippets. Can you use a good morning, Winnie? Good morning, Baxter. Good morning, Bodie. Oh, geez. That didn't look like it felt good.
Buddy.
Hi, big man.
I need you to do something for me.
What?
The TV that's in the bedroom upstairs, the guest bedroom.
Yeah.
We put it in my car.
Right now? What time is Belka getting dropped off again today?
Like noon.
Oh, shit. Can they drop her off early by chance?
Yeah.
At like 11?
I could ask.
Or like even now? Because I got scheduled for a meeting I have to present to leadership in at between 11:30 and 12:30.
Yeah. I'll ask them that, or I'll ask if I can pick her up.
Okay.
After work.
Okay, yeah, that would be even better.
If I could pick her up after work?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, let me chat. I'm going to go grab this TV for Justine. I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. Holy crap. It's like cold out. Alright, copy that. And we're going to go into here. And that should actually be a directory. And that just blew away my buffer. Or my Snape register, my paste register. Paste register? What did I say? I don't know what I'm talking about. Effect.ts.lua. You go in here, you copy this.
Functions describe the world.
Paste that. That's unused. Is that right? I thought it used... You know what? I actually don't care that much because this feels way less maintainable than the other one. All right. Is there any other snippets that I want that I find myself writing all the time? The Snape register. Someone get the lemonade man here to... Facts. Alright, let me go look at some of my effect code quick and see if anything jogs my brain. I don't even know. Oh, that would be a really useful one. Yeah. Okay, I have an idea of what I want. I don't know why I just did that. I want to go back to config, and we're going to add TypeScript.ts. TypeScript.json. Go into here, and we need to copy whatever. Go in here, paste that, delete that, or actually we'll just keep one. And this will be read-only. I hate typing this son of a bitch, and I do it all the time. This will be change in that, and we'll say type 1 will be equals read only, boom, boom, that. This will become, that will stay the same. And this becomes the closing bracket and that. Yeah, I do that all the time. I hate having ghost text from LLMs. All right, what else? Type.
I'm so sorry. You gotta wait.
Anything else that I write often? Oh, yeah. This would be a good one to do. Where I'm like, this will be generic effect function. Get that. In fact, I should have just copied the innards of you. And we'll say this is going to be, prefix will be a, comma. And this will become is that what I want? Next one I want is, it's going to be effect AER, and we'll just make this effect.e, and the body will be effect.effect and it will be 1 2 3. I type that all the time. And I can do this. Let's yank in here. I don't actually know what the description is used for, or how it's used, or if it's needed, but YOLO. And this will be effect / option G O. Yeah. Does option take all of those in effect? Docs. Option. No, it just takes one argument. I love Dance Gavin Dance so much, chat. Alright, what else do we do all the time? Don't really care about any of that. I'm so stoked that I figured out how to do this. Oh, doing a schema would be good too. Schema class. I could do a second. And like a tagged error too. Yo, what is that, Nil? All right, let me get an example here of class foo extends schema dot tagged error. And this takes a identifier, okay, and then void that, is it this, that, or no, tagged error, takes a, what is the type here? Why did our syntax highlighting just break? Identifier, tag.
Alright, now I'm leaving.
Bye.
Love you.
Love you.
Also, do our events need changed? Like the filters?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Schema. I think that just gets foo. And then this gets a foo. And then it gets like foo. And it would be like schema dot string. And then I think it does that. Something like this. I never remember this syntax. I guess I can just go over here and look. What up, Owen? How you been doing? Working on project? What projects have you been working on? See you, wizard. Tagged error. Where's the tagged error? That was not it. Schema dot tagged error. Yeah. Here we go. So it goes. In fact, now that we have this up on the other side, we can go over here, back to our config. What do we want to be the schema dot tagged error? We'll just say error. And then class 1 extends change in word schema dot tagged error. That gets 1. 2 is an empty. Then we get rid of this. This one gets 1. In fact, let's delete this. This will go down to the next line. 1. That'll get a comma. I wonder how this ends up looking most of the time. What is this? That gets a opening bracket. This will get 1. Actually, this will just get 0. Should just do that. And then we need to go down one more line, and it closes with a bracket, that, and a space. Yeah. Schema tagged error. Great. The other one I want to do is obviously it's oh yeah, of course. Actually, I want to do something quick. Translate doesn't Mysterious Chart by Sakurajima Mai, Kogatomo, Futaba Ryo, Tanzeka Atsumi, Toyo. So it's just called Mysterious Chart. All right, this looks good. There's another one I probably want, which is, well, I should default to that now. All right, jump back over to here. This all looks good. Don't think I need to do anything in particular there. That seems fine. Sign. All fine. Is there anything I do regularly? Not really.
Functions describe the world.
All right, I think that's probably good. I should probably spend the last 30 minutes actually porting my slides over to Google Sheets so I can actually work on them. Or we could keep playing with NeoVim config and I can just do my slides after work. We have the content done. We just have to put in slides, which is the most annoying part. Let's be a little productive. Let's be just a smidge productive. We'll write this here. We'll do some TypeScript. So let's go ahead and write, what is that section called? Intro to result. Okay, intro to result dot ts. We need some code snippets. So we need, yeah, let's say we have, let's set up this async function. What was the example? I think the example I wanted to do was basically refunding a domain, right? So let's just say we have, we'll have a function called renew domain. And this is going to be our main working item here, right? And we're going to refactor this over time. And let's just say this is going to return a renewed domain at the end of it, right? And we can just say let's say type domain. Should I have a snippet now? Or do I have to, was I already in NeoVim? Didn't I add a freaking snippet for this? Did I not source my TypeScript file? This is what we should be seeing, right? I didn't. In fact, this one doesn't even need that. All right, you go back over to React Miami and let's right quit out of here, then back in, and now I should be able to come here and be like type. Ooh, I want types to be first. Maybe not. This will be a domain. Ooh, I don't want tab to select. I have to fix something there. Whatever, it doesn't matter. We'll say TLD is just like a string. I'll just say string. And then it'll have a SLD string. And then we'll say name, which is a string, right? And then we can alias, or we can put on here like expiration date. Expiration date. This will just be date. All right. And maybe one other thing we would put on here. Yeah, whatever, that's fine. And then we'll just alias renewed domain to be an alias of that with a brand. Maybe we don't need to do that that'd be overcomplicating things. We'll just do something like /**. The top level domain eg.com.ai .dev, and we'll come in here. What is SLD? Why can I not? Is it the second level domain? When talking about domains, what does SLD mean compared to TLD? Second level domain, yeah. The second level domain example for example.com. The full domain name, e.g. example.com. And we'll just say // the date that the domain expires. Great. Now we should have a nice pretty type. You look over that. Yep. All right. We come in here and let me open up our outline. We need a code sample that the first one we want to do is basically yeah. So let's like prototype out this function, right? The things we want, I want like 3 actions. We did this in my other slides deck. If we look, a similar example, like 2 things that this is going to drive off of right here is going to be a combination of like this example right here. And then at the beginning, let me just take a screenshot of that. Keep that open on my other monitor or something. I don't know. Keep that like down here. And then at the start of this is going to be hell. Yeah, basically this code sample right here. Something like this. So let me copy that. Basically, let's just copy that function somewhat. Renew domain, user ID, and then we'll get a domain name and a user ID. And we'll just say, let's say, oh, I have my snippet, right? So we can do this. That'll be renew domain options. And then we'll go user ID string, and we'll say years be a number, right? That's a pretty reasonable. Let me move this over here too. I don't really need that. Have you used Effect with Next? I have not yet, Prove, but I probably would. I really want to refactor my SpellKit app to use Effect. I was skeptical about when I first started my freelance project. I was not, it was like the first real production usage of Effect I was doing, so I didn't want to commit to using it in the SpellKit side of things, but now like I really regret doing that. All right, so let's just say we have this function. Let's say const. We're gonna stub this out. Const auth equals this, and we'll say this is gonna get check. And this is going to be a thing that like is going to get an action. I guess we can come in here and we'll just do this in Lime, and we're gonna hide this type. We're not gonna show it. I just want it for the simplicity of action string resource string resource name, I guess. Whatever, we'll just do user ID is string. And then we'll come in here and it's like whatever. Something like this, right? And we can just hide that at the top. I just want it for autocomplete purposes. So in here, we can be like, oh, that needs to be async. We go down here. We're going to say await auth.check, and then this will be action renew, and then it can be resource domain. Should really say resource ID too. Resource ID, and we'll come down here. Resource ID will be domain name, and then the user ID. Like, that's a pretty good API right there. Like, I'm also trying to, yeah, it's not. I saw the one tweet on how they use types to create a VM in TypeScript. Oh yeah, that was Dimitri from Michigan JS. He made a full WASM VM. The React Miami talk will be recorded. I don't know if they're live streaming or not. So we do that, and then like, what are the steps we want to do in like at a high level? We need to we'll say we gotta, let's rather than taking the domain name, let's just take a domain, right? And this will be a domain. This will be a string. And we'll just throw to do. And this will be change word domain.name, right? And then we'll come down here and we'll say we need like basically the same thing. I just want another, we'll say this is gonna be DB. And we'll say query. This one. Oh, I did see that. Yeah. That's fucking crazy. Oh dang, I got a lot of Twitter notices right now. Oh, if you guys, I'm gonna be on Terminal Feud. Spoiler alert. And I React Miami. I'm gonna be on one of the teams. Chat, did you see that X.com is adding effect? I got to meet Zach and I got to talk with him for like an hour the other day, and we talked about effect and introducing it at X. So Zach works on the analytics, which I think is in here. Like all this stuff is Zach's work, and the services that power this are going to be effect, and then it sounds like he got Nate McGrady on board, which, where did that happen? Nate, sounds like, yeah, in here. He literally pitched effect to me today, and Nate works on the video streaming, the live streaming on X. So it's possible that some of the live streaming stuff is going to be built on Effect 2 at X, which is fucking awesome. Oh yeah, I should tell you guys this. When I get back from React Miami, we're going to have to do some more work for R10 to get that like wrapped up in a state I can deploy for the client. Like I really just need to, I'll probably fly out and just sit down. Like it's mostly just putting the actual screens they need together now. Like we have all the primitives and all the data. It's just like, how do you want the screens laid out? But we're also going to start working on building a DNS client for Effect Platform. So we'll basically write the interface, and then we'll write implementations for Node, Bun, and the browser. I think that's going to be super sick and a lot of fun to work on. It'll be a nice refresh from writing Svelte. What is Effect? It is a kind of like the missing standard library for TypeScript. It makes writing TypeScript a lot safer, a lot more fun, reduces your need for other dependencies. I have a talk on it. Let me see if I can grab that link quick. Dude, it's been forever since I heard this song. Here is my talk from Effect Days. Copilot gave me nitpicks. Patel, I don't know if currently learning Effect without any. Yeah, I actually don't think like you need a lot of functional. There's like just as many like concepts from the OOP world in Effect as there is FP. Maybe that's not true. There's probably more FP, but there are. It's not purely an FP library. All right, so we get auth.check, and then we want a database query, and this should just be like query, and we'll just say we'll make it a string. Change in that, we'll say collection, I guess, is a string. And then we'll say something like options, and we'll just say this is going to be we'll make it look type safe, right? Something like this. And then we'll fake this, and it's going to as domain, or I don't know, should we say null? or this should be really like get, right? If we get, it would be the collection, the identifier, which would be a string, and then we have some ops like throw on not found or something like this. We'll just make it unsafe, or that's not clear. Not found behavior. Behavior. Did I spell that right? I did. We'll just say this is going to be like throw or null. Look at me whipping up these random APIs as we go for a freaking demo. It might feel more familiar. Parts of it might feel familiar if you know RxJS, but it is not exactly like RxJS. It does a lot of, it solves a lot of different problems than just piping stuff and all that. I wouldn't really compare it to RxJS. Okay, so let's say we do that, and then we'll say, well, we already have the domain. We don't really need to query it because we already have it. We'll need to update. Update, this would have a collection, and this would have the item, and we'll just say this is going to take an A, and item will be A, and then we don't need to worry about this. Yeah, and this would be, that's fine. We'll come down here, and then we would need like a function called, let's make another const registrar equals this. And this will be renew, and this is going to be this is going to take a domain name, and it'll be a string, and then years will be a number, and we'll return that, and we'll get a renewed domain. And this will be a promise, actually. Oh, this is an actual implementation, right? Not a type. So we'll just come in here and we'll return that as a renewed domain. And down here we can do const renewed domain is registrar.renew, and we'll pass domain.name, and oh, we need some like options here, don't we? Just be like, yeah, new domain options, ops.userid, and then over here this would be ops.years. How long are you using Effect already? Around a year, almost exactly a year. I probably wrote my first Effect like exactly a year ago if I had to guess. 3.0 came out at the like on April 3rd or 4th of last year, and I tried it out like pretty much the day it released. That should be promise.resolve. Do the same thing here. Promise.resolve that. And then we gotta await this. And that can be that. Then we need to do, why did my light turn off there? Hello. We'll need to do await.dv.update. I kind of want to make this as close to real as possible. It's 10 o'clock. Do I have a meeting right now? No, I don't. All right, let's finish up this sample here. This needs the collection, so we'll say domains. And then this takes a item, which will be renewed domain. And const updated domain equals that. I guess we don't even really need this renewed domain thing. It's going to be just domain. And then we'll return that. Updated domain. All right, how do I want to make this more real? If we look at my conference doc, what did I put in this before? Right. So we'll just say, yeah, I guess this is like relatively fine. Oh, we need to, right. There is one other thing we have to do here that we could make it feel at least somewhat real. We could do changing word billing, charge, let's go here to there, changing that. And this will be charge, we'll just do user ID, right? And this will be a string, and then we'll have like ops, which will be this thing that has like amount. Which should be a number. And skew, I guess. We can just say string. And this can be just, I don't know. Resolve, whatever. We can do one other thing, right? We can say get price. So the reason I'm actually typing these out, chat, is because I'm going to basically do something very similar to, there's probably an example of it on this page, where we just slowly start to show like how messy this gets and slowly improve it with the different error handling strategies. So we're going to go with just like, basically this, like my premise will be like, you know, this is happy path blindness. This can fail in a dozen different ways. Our callers have no idea. All they know is they get a promised domain. And then we're going to start wrapping this in nested try catches. And then we're going to go back and use a basic result type, or use promise.allSettled. And then we're going to go and do a basic result type with a discriminated union. And then we're going to do a result type, and then finally never throw. And we're going to chain with the result type to basically go from like a really messy thing with the nested try catches. I'm going to compare with the very last one where it's imperative and type safe. That's the goal. Const price will be await. Oh wait, we forgot to do this. I didn't finish this.
Functions
Thank you for the follow.
describe
By the way, I'm sure I missed
world.
other people following me earlier. I apologize if I didn't get to you. Get price, we'll say domain name as a string, and then we'll say type
Functions describe the world.
is just a string. Or I guess this will be ops. And this can be like type and it'll be string and years number. And need a comma there. This needs to be a arrow function. And we'll say this is going to just return 0 for now. As number. Promise.resolve. Yeah. And we can do registrar.getPrice, and we'll do domain.name, and then we'll do
Functions describe the world.
But I say this goes in here. Type would be renewal, and we'll say years is going to be ops.years. Like, this is actually kind of looking like what a real renewal function would look like, right? And just how messy this is. Like, this can fail in a variety of ways. This can fail in a variety of ways. This can fail, you know? So this should be a number now. Yeah. And we'll come in here and we'll say, we'll actually make this ops, and we'll change this to this, and this will have years, should be a number, and then most of these things have like an expected price, which would be a number, and then we'll come down here and fix that, and this will be expected price, will be price, and then we'll do years, which is just ops.years. We renew the domain, we get the price. But first we have to do, this is great. This is great because this is gonna demonstrate perfectly the complexity of what happens in real code. Let's just say await, and we'll do billing.charge, and this is what user ID, ops.user ID, and then we have this struct, which is amount, which will be price, and SKU will be domain renewal. Yeah, that seems like a pretty decent example, right? So now we take this, right? And we'll come down here and we'll copy it. And we'll just say this will be V2. And in here, we have try catch. I lost some of my snippets. Hold on. Let's fix that while I'm thinking about it. Snip. It's got to be... I wonder if this overrides. Yeah, there we go. Do I still have my other ones? Yeah, all right, cool. That did work. Great. So we can do try catch. And this will we'll change this to cause. And then we'll move you into there. Right? In fact, we can just make this incremental. Right, we catch. And we can just do like I don't even know what we'll do. Console.error. We'll just say like user ops.user ID
Describe the world.
Was not authorized to renew domain, and then we'll say domain.name. Right, and then we'll rethrow cause. There's a couple ways we could do this. I think we should probably nest it, right? Because then we do like... This is gonna get so gross. We can do another try catch. We'll take that, and we'll just do... In fact, I should probably just call this error and call it a day, but that's fine. It's a rename. Oh, where did that come from? Error. Error. And then in price, and, you know, boom. Oh, that would get caught there. I guess you would really want to have another try catch, right? Like you would want to try catch around the whole thing. No, it's not about effect. It's just about result types and treating errors as values. Really, we would take that, put it in there, and for each of these things, I get this like disgusting try catch block. And then we get the price of, then you have to start nesting, right? This is so, I hate try catch. To make this actually safe chat, I mean, you could do instance of. I love Redux Saga. Probably unsurprisingly. Where's our E here? Okay. So we have our try, catch, we throw an error. In fact, we probably don't need that outer one yet. Try that, we get the price. This would be something like failed to fetch the price for domain domain.name from the registrar. Fetch the renewal price from the registrar. Right? And then we got to drop in, and now we start nesting because we need the context, right? And it's like really like, okay. Yeah, it's basically pub sub tech support, right? You treat Redux. I have a whole conference talk on this. If you look up Dylan Mulroy, Redux or effect-driven Redux, I think it's called. It's from 2019. I talked about exactly that. Failed to charge user ops.user ID for, we'll just say that, right? And then we'll throw this error. But now, it's like not even quite like this. We need a whole nother layer here because now this try catch, this catch is going to catch this error. And that's like not necessarily true. It's so fucking gross to do this right. Actually, so maybe the way you would do this. You know what? Let's try something else here. Let's say, oh, I don't have my fucking token set. All right. Well, I gotta wrap up, chat. We'll be back tomorrow. No, I don't know if I'm gonna use slide dev or not. I'm thinking I'm not going to, and I might just use Shihiki locally and take screenshots of Shihiki. Yes, I found it when I looked up Redux. Nice. I don't know. I'm gonna basically tonight sit down and really start laying out my slides here. All right, that's not good. 12 messages, dear Lord. Let's find somebody to raid. I think I saw TJ was streaming. We'll raid Prime. All right, chat. I'll catch y'all tomorrow. Thank you for hanging out. Appreciate all y'all.